Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Lenovo and Intel presents India's Top Gamer featuring Mythpat. I'm your host Blackjack, back again alongside Edge as we are here today for yet again another Grand Finals, this time for the Valorant Swiftplay tournament. I do hope you all are doing well tonight. Edge, how you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, it's been a while. We've been waiting for this matchup. Now here, I mean, it's little changes. You know, we'll let the audience in a bit about what the changes are. But you know, it's going to be an exciting day for sure. It's a best of 5 series, right? I mean, if it's a best of 1, we're excited. If it's a best of 3, come on, we're having a party. I mean, it's best of 5. I think we're just gonna have the best time of our lives right now, witnessing 2, behemoths face off against each other. This is going to be an exciting match, and I've heard a lot of people telling me it's going to be a 3-0. Let's see how things go here between these two giants.
Absolutely. So, folks, since it is the Grand Finals, there are 2 teams and they're playing for that prize pool. Let's have a look at it right now. As you can see, it is 2 lakh INR total. Of course, first place gets half of that pie. It is 1 lakh for the top spot that they are fighting for today, and 60,000 for second place. We've got ourselves quite the game indeed, although a couple of the team names might not be what you're expecting, at least one of them, so to speak. We'll get to that when we get to that, but the point notwithstanding, here right now, this is the prize pool they're fighting for. This is what tonight's best of 5 is all about, and it is certainly going to be worth the fight indeed. With all that said, folks, let's have a look at the game we have for you today, and it is Last Hope versus Robot Aim. Now, for those of you who, might be eagle-eyed viewers in the audience here, you might be thinking, wait a minute, Robot Aim? Didn't they lose to Deadeye Esports yesterday? Yes, they did. Unfortunately, Deadeye Esports have backed out of the Grand Finals for whatever reason. Might be any kind of, we don't really know. At least us here at the caster's desk don't. Regardless, whatever the reasoning may have been, they have decided not to play tonight, and it's going to be Robot Aim who gets their chance at taking on Last Hope, the so far undefeated champions, undefeated run, I do believe, of this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe that's a slip of the tongue, or maybe that is just a future prediction. They could very well be the undefeated champions. They could very well be the ones, to take away the entire thing, and without dropping a game as well, which is absolutely insane. It's an incredible run if that actually happens. But Robot Aim, in the meanwhile, they have a chance for retribution. Maybe get them they could not take down Deadeye Esports, unfortunately, twice, that is, at this point. And now there's a really good chance that they could actually win the entire thing. They don't have to face Deadeye Esports anymore. They have to face Last Hope. Yes, another team that have defeated Deadeye Esports on the other day. So, if you, once again, we were talking about it, if you talk about the chain reaction there, just a chain theory, technically Last Hope could defeat the side of Robot Aim. I'm sorry. So, I mean, otherwise, we've seen a lot of revenge stories, and we were talking about revenge stories. This could also be a revenge story for the side of Robot Aim. If you take a look at it, they were kicked down in the lower bracket. Unfortunately, by a miracle, they are still in the grand final. This is the miracle run everyone usually keeps talking about. Quite literally a miracle run if they actually make it to come out on top here out of these grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine winning in a situation like this. I think a little bit of it will be also, some of it will be, I think, dampened by the fact that they did end up relying a little bit on the luck factor of it all. Because, I think some teams, especially I do believe that Robot Aim would have preferred to be here in the grand finals through pure skill, but sometimes that just doesn't tend to happen, right? So you just have to kind of take your wins as they come. Roll with the punches, as they say. As far as Robot Aim goes, they are a good team overall. It's not that they're a bad team as well. It's just they were outclassed yesterday. And, that tends to happen in, a team's life in the esports shelf, so to speak. So we'll have to see how they play against Last Hope tonight, folks, because at the end of the day, when you really look at the optics of the situation, Last Hope were the ones who beat Deadeye Esports, and Deadeye Esports were the ones who beat Robot Aim. Now, does that necessarily mean that Robot Aim won't be able to put up a fight tonight? Absolutely not. They might. We might even go all the way to map 5. Who knows? It is, after all, Swiftplay, and there is a very, very small amount of wiggle room as compared to your traditional esports round of Valorant. You're only going to a first to 5, not a first to 13. So that's already, what, 8 rounds that you normally would have had access to that you don't. Adaptation time is very, very less. In fact, in a lot of cases when it comes to Swiftplay, if it's a best of 3 or more, that first map just tends to be downloading your opponent and figuring out what they're up to.
Definitely. I mean, the economy is something you need to keep in mind as well. I mean, the economy changes when compared to the conventional type of matches usually, and then the Swiftplay, of course. So that is something you need to, have an eye upon, and also manage it better. I mean, you don't really have to manage it as well as you do in a normal matchup, but Swiftplay as well, you need to make sure that you're on top of the game. And as you said, right off the bat, they have to come out strong. You cannot let go of any rounds because you only have 4 rounds per side. Attacking 4, defensive 4, and usually we don't get to see all the 8 rounds because one team will be trying to snowball the entirety of the game. So the other team, they have to be prepared. They have to make sure that they have some sort of cheesy strat here, because I think just because it's only 8 rounds, right, as we were talking first to 5, a cheesy strat might work because you don't need it to work again and again and again. All it needs to work is like what, twice, thrice. If you're taken out of the first half, you just need to make it work 3 times out of 4, and I'm pretty sure you will have a pretty decent second half, and you could close things off from there.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that first half is what really is going to dictate a lot of the flow of these games, right? Because like we said before, you don't have that much time to adapt. That first half, those first 4 rounds, that whatever happens there will determine a lot going forward, right? If it's a 2-2 equalizer, then maybe the second half might also be a 2-2 equalizer. We might have a little bit of overtime. If not, we might see ourselves very quickly fall into, well, let's say it's a 3-1 first half. It might end up being a 5-1 very quickly. Because again, when you get momentum in Swiftplay, it is so hard to cancel it out in the first half, especially when you've won 2 rounds. It's just one of those things where I do not envy the teams who are in the losing position or in the back foot here. And it is just one of those things where you can't do much, right? It's Swiftplay. It's quick. It's meant to be done, dusted. You're in, you're out, next map. You're in, you're out, next map. So that is the situation that these 2 teams would find themselves in. But of course, because it's Swiftplay also, a lot of the rules get thrown to the wind, right? A lot of the unspoken agreements about how Valorant rounds are played, whether you slow down, whether you speed up, doesn't matter. A lot of these rounds will go by a lot faster than your traditional esports rounds as well, because the timers are shortened, because the overall distance is going to feel shorter, because they're going to be rushing site. They're going to be rushing to get kills and get through rounds, cycle through them as fast as possible. And at the end of the day, in all how many was it? In all 14,000,005 possible futures, we have ourselves the one where these 2 teams, Robot Aim and Last Hope, are fighting against each other right now. So just a little update for those at home who might still be wondering why Deadeye Esports are unavailable today. It's because of player unavailability. We just got that confirmation as well. So it is unfortunate, it looks like, for Deadeye Esports. And I get it. Sometimes it happens, that they're just not able to, play. There maybe something happened, maybe something came up, maybe some prior commitment that they forgot was actually there. Happened to me once, I remember that. Felt really bad, I'll tell you that much. So, let's not be too harsh on Deadeye Esports. They still played really, really well to get this far, and the fact that they are here, or would have been here, is already a loss. So, Deadeye Esports, for those who might be watching amongst your team, it is unfortunate, but, there's more esports on the way this year. The year is still not done, of course. It's only August at the end of the day. So, as we, kind of zoom back in to the remaining part of tonight's stream, folks. Of course, it is Robot Aim versus Last Hope. And I think all things considered, even if, Robot Aim isn't able to do too much, even if it's the 3-1, let's say, I don't want to say 3-0, because if I do, then we'll get casters cursed and it's not going to happen, or it's going to happen, who knows. Regardless, if it's 3-1 or more, we'll end up finding out, and it'll still be a good game, I do believe. As we go into the map bans, folks, we are already in here, and the maps that are being picked, we're going to start off with Haven, picked by Robot Aim, Ascent, picked up by... I'm sorry, excuse me, Haven picked up by Last Hope, Ascent picked up by Robot Aim, Lotus picked up by Last Hope, Bind picked up by Robot Aim, and I do believe that is going to leave Sunset, there we go, as the decider map.
Oh, the really interesting picks here coming up. We were starting off with Haven, a 3-sided map. Then we're moving down to Ascent again, like a classic map of Valorant we usually talk about. Yeah, well, I mean, let's just dive right into the game, I guess. I mean, we already have these cinematics coming in from the map of Haven here. And I mean, once again, Swiftplay, everything goes out the window. B is usually what I see, the site that people usually go to on this... in this format of the game, at least, because it's really easy to enter, especially on the attack side, but it's kind of hard for you to defend because you kind of have to be wary of people, players going in towards A, towards C. So I think that is something that you should expect, at least, mid contention coming in from both of these sides. Once again, do not forget the players on both of these teams. We'll get to them in a minute, but talking about the agents also, right? I mean, I think a double duelist is the way to go on Haven, but you also could argue that a double sentinel is really, really good, especially with the fact that this is Swiftplay. This is not the usual, your usual conventional type of 13 first to 13. It's only first to 5. You have 4 per side, so might as well just get that second sentinel out. Maybe even dodge the controller, if you ask me. You can just go in with a double senti, double duelist, and an initiator combo. I mean, that could work, to be really honest, if you're going in for a really aggressive W gameplay style.
I mean, at the end of the day, Haven is still going to be played like Haven is played, right? I do believe that even in Swiftplay, we might not see too much of a difference when it comes to this particular map. But, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. After all, format changes do beget playstyle changes as well. So a double duelist might end up coming out, or it might be one of those double sentinel or even double initiator comps. Who really knows? I certainly don't, because again, this is a game that I'm kind of coming back to. I've said this before, I believe last week, and I've had some time to catch up with it in the, in the intervening days, and it's certainly a very, very fun game, I'll tell you what. Right now, we're just waiting on everything to get started. The cinematics of Haven, once again, a very, very visually pleasing map. Although I will say it does kind of fall into that little bit of the colors being a little too desaturated in some parts of the map. But although that's just more of a more personal criticism of mine. Like this part, by B, this is very colorful. I love it. But then you move over to C, where everything kind of feels a little too gray, and it's like, could have been better color coordinated, but there are maps in other games that have it way worse. So you know what? I won't give Haven that much grief over this one. Regardless, we are, of course, here for this game. And once again, this is a game that, this is a map that I think is going to be used by both teams to download each other's playstyle. They're going to figure it out. They're going to understand what the other is doing, kind of what their overall goal is. Not just for this map, but setting the tone for the entire tournament as well. I say tournament, of course, is the best of 5. This is the grand final. So setting the tone for that here and now, that's what Haven is going to really be pivotal for. And once we have a tone set, it's going to be pretty similar, I believe, in map number 2, but then map number 3 being another triple-sided map, Lotus, that's where things might end up changing again.
Definitely, as I said, both of these maps are triple-sided, yes, but both of these are very, very different. I mean, you have a different kind of, game style that you need to adapt to play these maps. Right, especially with the addition of those rotating doors, those switches coming in, those breakable doors there towards the link as well, and the added height, especially with the site on C, the heaven on B and A as well. So there's a lot going on the map of Lotus as well, but we'll talk about that in a minute, because right now it's Haven, as you said. The colors are a bit desaturated now that I'm focusing on it, since you pointed it out, but I still think it's a pretty beautiful map to look at. It's very pleasing. But at the same time, since we were talking about the agents as well, right? We'll talk about the players as well that are going to be coming in now. Last up, they have Lavish, they have Abu, they have Zion, EMP Kiddo, Juggy, and Decroy. On the other hand, we have Aman, ROG Flame, Gamerbleak, Hellboy, DPY, Fearless, and Newbie. Now, these players are from Robot Aim. They have shown us that they do have the potential, and with the experience, as you said, La Flame probably is the one leading them. Maybe, last time he could not actually get them towards that W. Maybe this time things are going to be different for them, and maybe they're going to be coming on top thanks to them, or thanks to the entire team. Because there is, at the end of the day, it's still a team's game. Coordination and synergy are going to be very important, especially when you're facing someone like the side of Last Hope.
Oh, absolutely. Against Last Hope, it's going to be required to not only be coordinated, but be on top of that communications game, right? The moment you get shot at, the moment you hear a bullet fired, the moment you see a piece of utility coming from somewhere where you know for a fact that there are enemy agents, call it out. Let your teammates know, because guess what? That is exactly the way you win these rounds, right? Don't get me wrong, there's always the meme that goes around when it comes to games like Valorant and games that are similar to Valorant, like, oh, you're making a call out. And as much as, I understand and actually laugh at some of those memes every now and again in other esports as well, you got to realize when it comes to competitive, call outs are what make or break the game, right? You need to tell your teammates, because otherwise they won't know where the enemy is aggressing from, where they're pushing from, where their overall playstyle has centered around. And if your teammates don't know, they won't be able to adjust in time. And if they're not able to adjust in time and adapt their positions and maybe the areas they're holding, they might get taken down. Before you know it, the round is lost. It's important to communicate when it comes to, especially when it comes to competitive play in this regard. And I know that when it comes to more casual games or even Swiftplay rounds, some people might say, oh, but is it really that important? Again, when you're playing for a first place 1 lakh INR spot, I do believe it's actually really important here and now. But all things considered, once again, just waiting on the players to get in, get ready, get comfortable, and we will be into the match itself, folks. Don't you worry. As it stands right now, we are still, I believe, just waiting on players to give us the ready and go ahead. And once we have it, once they're all in and loaded into the map, to the party, we're going to be having a party. That is for sure. Once again, best of 5 Valorant here at the Intel and excuse me right there, itchy nose. Intel, Lenovo and Intel presents India's Top Gamer, of course, featuring Mythpat. Sorry, had a brain and just not an aneurysm, sorry, brain freeze moment there.
Oh my
but
God.
All things considered, yeah, it's one of those things. It's pretty early in the morning for me. I've been up since 6:30.
Yeah,
where I live. So yeah, my brain is not fully all there, at least until the match starts.
I was worried as soon as you were about to say aneurysm.
Yeah,
I was like, are you okay?
On stream, we would have had a problem.
For sure. Well, looks like we're still gonna be waiting for a bit here for just players to load in. I'm not really sure what the delay is about. Looks like one of the players' PC, just the Valorant, just crashed, unfortunately. So we're just waiting for them to rejoin the lobby and we could re-go, because that thing does take a bit. And here we go, as we were talking about, rejoining and re-go, hitting that start in the custom lobby. It's time for the agent select. And looking at the agent compositions, Robot Aim, they already know what they want. Last up looks like they're just trying out multiple things, or maybe they're just teasing. You never really know.
I mean, I do see how Xeon is, switching between, 5, 6, 7 agents over there. I think they're going to land on the Cypher right now. Of course, EMP Kid is going to go for the Jet as well. Juggy bringing in the Reyna, an agent we haven't seen in a hot minute in these last couple of weeks, but certainly nice to see her again. Abu bringing in the Omen, Lavish with the Sova, so nothing too particularly different. Double duelist composition over there, with the only duelist difference being, of course, the Reyna, while on the other side, Robot Aim is going to go for the Yoru and ISO comp instead. A more, I believe, Fnatic is the one who plays a comp similar to this. Of course, Omen, Cypher, and Sova are going to be your supports, your initiators, and of course your sentinel. So all things considered, nothing too particularly different coming in from both teams. These are comps that we kind of expect. I believe the Reyna is pretty much the pick that kind of comes out of left field, because a lot of people would go for, I mean, obviously a lot of people go for Jet, a lot of people go for Reyna, not Reyna, they used to go for Reyna, I mean Neon. I keep thinking about Neon, and then for some reason my brain says Reyna today. I don't know why. But anyway, well, looking at the comps, nothing too uniquely different, but both teams are playing what they know they love to play. And that is important because, again, once you lock this in, that's it. There's no changing it. For the next however many rounds we will have, whether it is 7 rounds, 10 rounds, or more, this is it. So, of course, while you have the time to confirm Robot Aim and Last Hope, this is that chance.
Ooh. This pretty much is gonna be their last chance, as you said. And looks like they're already, ready for the competition, for the finals to begin. And here we go. We already have the players moving on the map, and the defenders, you can already see the double duelist composition coming in as we talk about Yoru and ISO, right? The comp that we usually see Fnatic and the EMEA region pick up. On the other side, that is, I'm sorry, we do have a more typical composition. A Jet, Reyna, Sova, Omen, Cypher. Pretty basic, pretty day one kind of composition, but sometimes it's good to be back to the basics, because that's all you need. Sometimes you don't really need to change something that is not broken, and that is sometimes all you need to maybe come out on top. And let's see how things go here, as a Cypher is actually sitting up towards A, and B looks like it is going to be left for the taken from the side of defenders, as we're still waiting for the timer to resume so we can actually hit goal. Looks like Reyna is still AFK from the attackers. He's not moving, at least as of now.
Yeah, once again, it's just one of those pre-game moments, right? Getting everybody in, getting everybody settled. It's always those first map jitters as well. And once these jitters, these moments of hesitation are taken care of, folks, don't you worry. Maps 2 and onward are going to be a lot better indeed. So it's just a case of getting things set up, getting everything ready. And the moment it is, we are going to be going in. There we go. Timer is ticking down. So it is now time for round number 1, folks. The very first round of this grand finals here at India's Top Gamer Valorant Swiftplay are going to be underway. It is pistol rounds, of course, and you can see suppressed pistols are pretty much galore, with only 3 people playing the regular, the classics, as they say. Here we go, pushing in through the A side. Maybe potentially trying to go in there. Yep, they're going down to 0, excuse me. And just slowly but surely making their way in, 4 of them, while you have the Cypher holding out towards garage door. Here's the entry coming in. There is the recon dart, and they're going to get right in there. They're going to go for the spike plant in just a second here. Shots are fired, smokes are out, and the spike is going to be on the floor with Lavish planting.
Or 5v5 retake as well. This is gonna be spectacular. I'm really looking forward to see how they actually approach this. They gave it for this side, and now they are ready for the lineups here coming in as well. And the smokes will be deployed in a sec. Here you go, the paranoia coming in. Will be missing everything. The undercut coming in, but in the meanwhile, Juggy does manage to get one. Hellboy and get one each. And Juggy with the trades immediately evens it out. He gets another one. And all of a sudden, it's still down to a 2v2 as Law Flame is now tagged a bit. DPY still surviving. He has one more smoke to work with, but the Yoru very, very low, and Abu, he will get that kill, and now the plant is not going to be coming in. I'm sorry, the defuse, that is. It's all down to Zion. 1 versus 1 is really, really low, and is tagged as well. This is over. There's nothing that he can do. And Lasso, well, they will lose the players, but they will get the round nevertheless. Robot Aim, that's a great start, but just not enough. Lasso, they're still making it work.
Just about getting away with it there. Excuse me. just about getting away with their last hope with the spike plant and the 5v5 retake. I gotta say, Juggy with the Reyna doing a lot of good work for the team. That triple kill, very, very well placed and paced, allowing for Last Hope to just delay the spike timer as much as possible, giving them a good opening round here. 1-0 them, but of course, mind you, it was a round that came at the cost of a lot of bodies. Of course, given that it was the pistol round, it's not going to affect too much in terms of economy, because again, pistol rounds, right? But here we have an entry coming into C, and looks like the defenders don't even have a clue about this one. Robot Aim are off on the other side of the map. They were holding down A, but plant's happening on C with Silva coming in. That's going to be landed with the plant once again. And here we have an ult going out. Shots fired once again towards where the spike was planted, but no dice there. Paranoia going out, and here we have Juggy vulnerable and suppressed, but no longer. Xeon gets the first kill, beautifully done. Lavish with one, but Aman falls. Yep, he falls to Juggy, excuse me. But we've got shots fired, and suddenly it's a 2v2 equalizer thanks to DPY with the Outlaw right about now. With both defenders, or one of them I should say, Flame low health. Abu's playing a very forward position right now. He might actually get shot if he's not careful. They don't know he's in the smoke here. Shots fired, and there we go. Suhum will go down. There's the ninja defuse attempt. It's gonna be stopped. Xeon with the kill.
That was close. That was a little too close to comfort. Yet again, they did bring it down to a 2v2, and Juggy was doing all he could to, get as many kills as he possibly can. But Abu there, listening to that, he did hear that step there, the footstep that was given away, but he did immediately go for the blind spam there that was not working against him, but at the same time not working for him at the same time. But he did tag him quite a bit. He will get the kill at the end though. It was good positioning coming in, and Xion with the Ares as well at the end, coming in, getting that win. Last Hope now looking like they have the momentum in their favor, as it is going to be a 2-0, and the buy is decent from both of these sides. Hellboy, in the meanwhile, he does have to play with the guard. As the play is going to be towards mid.
Oh, you've also got access to the Hunter's Spear. That is going to be very important. Ooh, Shock Dart from Aman. It's going to find Xeon. That's a good kill to start things off. Cypher off the board. No more of those cages. And of course, the drones, or I should say the cameras, no longer available. Now that's forced a little bit of a break onto the Last Hope attack here. And you can see they're trying to pivot towards A with Lavish going down the sewer side. He might try to come up there. We have ourselves, well, whatever that was an attempt at, unfortunately got denied. So DPY using up his ult points, not going to get much out of it. Smokes out, and here we have the plant coming in as Shoham finds one Abu to fall, and we've got a couple of defenders to the suicide who might actually be a bit of a nuisance right now. Shots are fired. It's a 3v5 situation, and you have Lavish trying to find one. He's going to get taken down. Gamer Bleak with the other. He's now all down to EMP Kid, I should say, who goes down fighting. Robot Aim will take their first round.
That's a great retake coming in as well. They got that first blood. They got that kill onto the Cypher there. So they didn't really have, anyone to cover for that flank. And that I think they used that to perfection here at the side of Robot Aim. That's exactly what they need to do. And we were talking about this, right? What happens if it's a 2-2? We can have an equalizer, and then we could go get another equalizer. So then we will definitely have an end game, a sudden death, if you may, or an OT, you can call it. It's just one round though, so it's a different OT when compared to the conventional one. In the meanwhile, the Flames actually picking up the operator coming into play, but as you said, there are a couple of ultimates that they could actually use, and by that I mean the Hunter's Fury, which could be very, very crucial. Ooh. Juggy doesn't miss, does he?
Juggy. Oh, no, he doesn't. Absolutely not. Beautiful shot to find Aman, but wait a minute. There's an operator sitting in sewer right now. La Flame is going to try and push up right now towards the lobby side. Does he know? No, he doesn't. Juggy gets the second. That's huge. And we have the neural theft coming in from Xeon. That's positions revealed. That's going to force Hellboy off of the heaven area as well. And guess what? They use that to fake the push. They're not going towards A at all. They're going to instead push towards all the way to C. You can see the Cypher going all the way around with the spike. And Xeon He's just going to get a free walk into sight any second now with Robot Aim. None the wiser. They are forced to reposition. They are now going to have to do a 3v5 site retake, which is definitely not where you want to be. The plant itself isn't even in a default position, and all they can do is hope that Hellboy and Gamerbly can get a couple of kills here. If they do, they can get access to their ult and maybe push up from there. Gamerbly does get one, and that's coming in, but
oh my,
what?
Okay, that was clean and hard at the same time.
Switching sides.
Wow,
that was still good. That was good. That was clean. We need to, yeah, we need to have a replay. There you go. Boom, boom. Juggy, just precision. That is just pure precision. Insane gameplay coming in from him, and that's 3-1 now. You know, last hope. That round was all him, by the way. He's 8-3 right now, but those 4 kills in the previous round, it was very crucial. Great you know, initiation, great carry forward as well, and a great mid-round call as well to, you know, rotate back to see as they got the information with the neural taps. But before they could even get the information, right, Reyna was already towards garage. He was already on the run, so he made a call by himself that, yeah, I'm gonna go garage. I don't give a damn what you're doing on there, because once again, he's Reyna. They could do that. You can see they're contesting mid here on the defensive half, but there's no one on towards B. He gets spotted. A lot of players get spotted, actually, as a matter of fact. A great flash coming into play, but smoke will not be deployed. Oh, there's actually the smoke. The flash is not deployed, I'm sorry.
Here we have the full fallen into the site as Ahmad is going to get the plant down. Of course, it is the second half, so Robot Aim are now on the attack. And you can see that last hope, they have to quickly reconvene here. They're trying to figure something out. Maybe enter from the long, and that could be huge right now. But I do believe the Cypher should have some sort of trip right here. No, not quite. Shots fired. Beautiful one from Aman. He's going to get the first one, and that's Juggy off the board. Beautiful kill, but EMP Kiddo comes in. Zion Abu with a few bodies of their own, but Shubham, excuse me, and Gamerbly fired back. Beautiful shot right there from Shubham to find Kiddo. But does he know? Does he know? Lavish is holding this. He's holding this. There's no way he gets away.
Shut it. Shut the front door. Shut the freaking door. Nah, I'm out. I'm out. I can't take this. I don't even know if I should call what nerves of steel. No, I don't even know. Is he ice cold? What is this? How do you stick it? Oh no, that is not just sticking the spike. That's sticking it to them in the face. Lavish. That is just too good. Okay, I mean, you gotta admit it's a bit of luck involved as well, but that was a great movement. You cannot replicate it again.
Yeah, no, you can't script that, no matter how much you try.
Exactly.
With the ninja defuse. And here we have the entry coming in once again towards the garage. We've got the ISO with the double tap in. The suppression wall is already in here, but it doesn't matter. The LMG, the 50-round drum mag. Abu with 2. He's looking for more. He's going to push in. He's going to get the third. Zion gets DPY, and Gamerbly now the last one standing. He's got barely anything going on. They're going to push him hard. They're going to push him down. And Last Hope will be the ones to take map number 1. Beautifully done. And of course, as we said before, this is the first map. This is where the time you take to download your opponents, to figure out what they're doing. And guess what? Last Hope, that download is complete.
Downloaded and deleted as well. The side of Robot Aim. They just... Yeah, I think the icing on top was the diffuse coming in from Lavish. That was just too good. That round is gonna be stuck with me for a bit, because you know we all thought that maybe Subham was actually going to make a play with that TP there coming in, especially. But then Lavish was like, I don't give a damn. I'm not letting off this spike, and well, he stuck it, and the entire team stick it to the faces. The side of Robot Aim and Last Hope. Well, they still have a lot of hope as they will secure the first map here in the best of 5 grand finals. As you know, it is going to be Juggy, the MVP, of course. You know, last round he did not even get any kills, but I think 8 kills. I think it was all first half. No, I don't think in the second half he even got a single kill. He didn't need to.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah. Second half, I don't think Juggy actually did a whole lot. He got shut down pretty quickly in the very first round of the second half, round 5, right? I think Juggy was one of the first ones to fall. But then in round number 6, didn't need to do much. Kind of just played behind the rest of the team, let them get a couple of licks in. And on the other side for Robot Aim, you have not much, unfortunately, for the whole team. You know, Shubham and Gamerbleed going 5 and 5 each, and Aman and DPY getting four picks of their own. Hellboy not being able to do much despite playing the duelist there. And that's not a situation you want to be in, especially once again in Swiftplay, where we've stressed this before and we're going to stress it again. The rounds are so very short. You cannot afford to lose your footing that quickly and with that much to still do right for the team. So all things considered, Robot Aim, they gave us a show all right, but it's only map 1 out of potentially 5. So with the first one taken care of course, guess what? Last Hope, they are in the 1-0 and they could make it even 2-0 if we do see that happen on map number 2, Ascent, which of course was, I believe, picked by Robot Aim. So who knows, Robot Aim might have a strat or two to show us that we might not be familiar with and then equalize 1-1.
Yeah, I mean that could actually be the case. You know, we have seen a lot of teams be really good on the map that they pick, but we have also seen the teams be destroyed on the maps that they pick. So it could go either way, but you like to give them the benefit of the doubt that they could be really good on their map pick. And Ascent is their map pick. But here's the thing. It is a very basic and classic map of Valorant. We've seen it a lot of times. So there are a lot of strategies, a lot of plays that could be made. So I'm pretty sure whatever the side of Robot Aim are cooking, I'm pretty sure they're going to be countered pretty hard, if not better, by the side of Last Hope, especially considering the way that they're playing right now. You kind of understand why they're unbeaten, right? You kind of get it, why they are the best team in this tournament so far.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what. Last Hope, they've given us a lot of hope in their playstyle as well. I think that name Last Hope certainly can be a little tweaked, I believe, because of course, at the end of the day, they are far from at their last hope as well. This isn't one of those moments where you name something, final, and then it's like, oh, it's not the final thing at all. That fantasy continues to run, as they say. If you know the story I'm talking about, folks, in the gaming space, then that reference hopefully stuck. But regardless of that, we will be moving on to map number 2, which is Ascent, very shortly indeed, because again, it's Swift Play. It's not going to take that long to set up. It's not going to take that long to get through either, as evidenced by map number 1. We barely spent, 15, I think 20 minutes on the actual map, and a lot of the stuff we've done so far has been just me and Ed sitting here talking about the match itself. So yeah, I think map number 2, Ascent, is probably going to be similarly fast indeed. And once we're all done and dusted with that, we're going to be talking about map number 3, which will be Lotus, and then map number 4, which will be Bind, and then map number 5, which will be Sunset, if we do go all the way there, that is. At the end of the day, Last Hope, they could definitely give us a 3-0 and a complete sweep here. But we shall see, folks. Until then, don't you worry. We're going to be taking a very quick break, and we will be right back.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Lenovo and Intel Presents India's Top Gamer featuring Mythpat. I'm your host, back again, Blackjack, and joining me once again is Edge, as we are here for map number 2 of the grand finals of the Valorant Swiftplay tournament. That is right, we're already done with map number 1, and for those who are following along, it was a 5-1 very clean game for Last Hope against Robot Aim. And of course, for those who might be joining us just now and you're wondering where's Deadeye Esports, well, unfortunately, due to player unavailability, they had to back out of the grand final. So Robot Aim is here trying to prove themselves for that top spot of 1 lakh INR. But will they be able to? We'll find out. They are 0-1 down right now. The chips are stacked against them, but I do love me an underdog story. So we will have to wait and see. Map number 2 is Ascent. And before we get into it, of course, Edge, I've asked you this question, I think, a million times at this point, but I tend to do that with all of my co-casters, and sometimes they do it back to me. My question being, what do you think Ascent has in store for us?
I mean, see, here's the thing. We did have a break. In the meanwhile, my gut has been telling me, we did talk about, how this is the map pick of the side of Robot Aim, and they could actually come up with something different. And I do think they will come up with something different, but I just don't think it's enough, I don't think it will be enough, I'm sorry. Because whatever they are cooking, as I said, I think it is going to be countered by the side of the Last Hope. Because at this very moment, it just feels like they have it under control. And we also need to point out Lavish yesterday was on point with the aim. Right, I mean, in the upper bracket final, he was absolutely hitting those ridiculous shots. And today as well, we have not seen a lot of hits coming in from him, but goddamn, that defuse was a hit, if you ask me. So, now, talking about the agents who like coming into the map of Ascent, pretty basic comp once again. Double Sentinel is the way to go, if you ask me, with a Deadlock and the Cypher coming in from the side of Last Hope. A similar composition, which I believe we did witness on the map of Bind. So yeah, something similar to that. Juggy, once again, going to that duelist. Not Reina this time around. He's going to be picking up that Yoru. EMP Kiddo in the meanwhile. The Omen is coming out. And the Sova from Lavish, yet again, he is on point with the utility usage, the timing, and especially the aim. I mean, he's not missing anything today. And on the other hand, Robot Aim. Aman's on Sova, the Flames on Killjoy, Game of Bleaks on Omen, Hellboy's on Reina, and DPY is on Jet. Once again, a pretty basic composition. Last time, they were trying something new. This time, Last Hope is the one trying something new. As Robot Aim, they're back to basics.
Back to basics indeed. They got to get this map at all costs. They have to play like they mean it. And the moment they start gaining rounds, you can bet Last Hope is going to turn up that heat. So it's going to come down to Robot Aim, what they are comfortable with doing, what they are comfortable with pulling out here. Because again, you're already 0-1 down. You lose map number 2, you're 0-2 down, and Last Hope will have gained the series point here. Or I should say the map point overall. They will be 1 map away from winning, and this map, Ascent, is so very important for Robot Aim right now. They need this to go their way, absolutely, without question. And bringing in, that overall double duelist playstyle, they are on the attack, so I do understand the reasoning behind it. But on a map like Ascent, being double duelist on attack is one thing, but when you go on the defense, that's when that composition can really come back to bite you in the backside. Because again, you with 2 duelists, you might not have the necessary setups for defending certain parts of this map, especially around the B bomb site, where there's so many areas that you need to cover, that you need to smoke, that you need to make sure to not get caught on, line of sights that range from mid to long to very short, and suddenly you found yourself in a position that could have been avoided that with maybe a double sentinel playstyle. However, at the end of the day, of course, it's Robot Aim's decision, and they are choosing to go in with double dealers. So again, since we're on the desk and not on the actual field playing the game, I'm choosing to trust them in this regard with their picks, and we will just have to wait and see what these picks mean for the teams here and now. As Ascent is, again, we're just getting everybody loaded in, getting everybody comfortable, and once it is there, the timer will start and the game will begin.
That is true. You know, we just want to be waiting for the players to jump in, and I'm pretty sure we have a banger of a match coming up front for sure. The double sentinel versus the double duelist, it could go either way, especially since you have Chet, right, and Reyna, of course, coming in. So you get that kill. Those trips and those sonic sensors, they don't mean anything once you can. I mean, you get a kill and you can dismiss right through them with ease, and also the barrier mesh means nothing. So that is something that, you know, Reyna could actually take in their favor. But let's see how things go right now. Robot Aim, they are a map down. They need to make sure that they get this one and equalize it and bring it down back to a best of 3 for them. They want to make sure that this thing at least goes to bind. At least. 4th map, that is. If not the Decider Sunset. But at least take it to 4. Let's not go down in a 0-3 fashion. And for that to happen, for them to have a fighting chance, they need this map. Because going down 0-2 and then making a run for the reverse sweep is not going to be an easy task, especially against a side like Last Hope.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? That if you go down 0-2, you are in a position where you need to make a reverse sweep, and the pressure of that is so immense when you really think about it. Because guess what? That reverse sweep, it's never easy to do. You need to win 3 maps without dropping a single one, and preferably without going to overtime and exhausting what little stamina you have left. On top of that, you have to then make sure that each map not only goes your way, but it goes your way in a way such that your opponent is losing steam, their mental game gets hurt. Because if their mental game is still way too strong, even after losing a map or 2, they might still actually shut you down on that final map, on map 5, on map 4. It could happen anytime. And we've seen games go for really, really, really long. For instance, that lower bracket finals last week in the, more traditional Valorant tournament that we had, where map number 2, if for those of you who were there will recall, that was what, a 31 round game of Valorant, give or take, maybe. So yeah, we had a game all right last week, and that could happen this week as well, today as well. We'll have to wait and see. As we have round 1 coming in, the timer is ticking down, and it is pistol rounds, of course, between both sides. So here we go, folks. The first round is in play, and we're going to get to these player POVs in just a hot second here, as of course we have a little bit of a push. No, not a push, just a little bit of a hold outside the B lobby towards the main entryway here, this 90-degree corridor. But meanwhile, look at all the defenders. Last Hope, they're pushing up to mid. They're pushing really far through Cubby right now. But the recon darts and the shock darts coming in are going to stop them from doing that, as they are on the defense right now. So you need to be careful about Big Abu with the first shot, beautifully done, but goes down to DPY on the other side, who's been flashed right now. Shots are fired, and he's going to go down to Lavish coming in, who's going to fall to Gamer Bleak. Shots are fired left and right. It's a 3v3 situation, but Gamer Bleak is low at the moment. Aman is actually in here, sitting inside of the site. You just gotta be careful with potentially the positioning. Gamer Bleak will get the spike on the floor, and now it's up to these final 3 defenders to do something about this.
Oh, look at La Flame. His positioning is insane. Can he find anyone? That is the main question. He will get one. The tag will be out. It's very, very tagged up though, and now in the 2 versus 3, they have to be cautious here. The paranoia comes out. The push will be coming in from Kim. Game of Bleak actually gets all 3. And just like that, the first one's gone. Yet again in the favor of Robot Aim, if I'm not wrong.
Yep. Robot Aim on the attack have taken their first round, and again, this is a good sign from them. Like I said before, right, the double duelist will probably favor them during the attack rounds, but it's gonna be on the second half that it's really going to be make or break for them, especially when it comes to the compositions and how they play it, or decide to play it, I should say. Last Hope losing that first round isn't gonna bother them too much, I believe, because again, it is Swiftplay. The first round is pretty much 50-50, especially given that both teams start on almost equal footing. Once again, shots are about to be fired. We have ourselves shock darts coming out. And we have the first peaks coming in. Hellboy is about to maybe push in right now with Reina, not quite. And that's going to be a paranoia coming in. No, that's actually a smoke going out from the Omen. He's just holding this down. Gimpy Kid is making sure to not give away his position, but position is given away on GamerBleak. He's got Yoru here to support him. Two people holding down the hallway by the cubby, the entry I should say. Meanwhile, Lavish, he's got Shogun right next to him. Does he know? Yes, he does. Shotgun goes out. They're going to force him back. Juggy gets one, gets taken out by GamerBleak on the other side. One body for a body as the trades are in. Kid, he sees one, but beautifully done as Amanda and Shubham get two big kills right now. Xeon and Kiddo fall, and now it's all down to these final two defenders. Abu is here on the overhang. Lavish, he's gonna find one, and that's Shubham with the board. Beautifully done. He's got enough health to go for another peek right now. And on the other side, I think that's Abu with the 50-round drum mag. He's got to be careful about this. Again, shots are fired, but no, DPY will get the kill onto Abu, and it's all down to Lavish, the last one standing, who needs to get one maybe, but no, peeks the wrong way around. GamerBleak will come in, get the kill, and that's going to be 2-0 to Robot Aim.
This time they make sure that they don't lose the second one. They usually tend to lose those anti-ecos coming in, but this time around that's not going to be the case as Robot Aim. They get the second one, but the buy is still going to be pretty decent on the side of Last Hope. But at the same time, is that an operator being pulled out by La Flame? I think it is going to be an operator indeed. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. On La Flame as well, on Sentinel as well. This is going to be interesting because they're on the attacking half. So keep that in mind. They don't have a lot to work with. The attacking operator is always something to watch out for, and Juggy, he does not have the fake out. Looks like it, at least for now. But he's in a good position there coming in. The three attackers on towards B. Xeon has the timing is everything here. Hellboy gives away his position. Now Juggy has to be careful. He still doesn't have any information whatsoever that there's someone towards here. Oh, does he? There's a good paranoia coming in. He does manage to get one, but I'm going to immediately trades it out. Xeon in the meanwhile does manage to get down to play with the operator. Now Hellboy, tough spot. Can he get one? Even if he gets one, that's good enough. He's looking in the right direction at the right time, but EMP Kiddo just better with the aim.
One enemy remaining.
Good shots right there from EMP Kiddo coming in to cover Lavish, who did manage to get, I believe that was the enemy Omen there. So we do have a round going out in favor of Last Hope. They bring it around for themselves, put themselves on the board for map number 2 here, and of course if they're able to do one more of that, then they will be really turning up the heat in this particular map. Once they go into the attack, of course, things will switch up. This is the last round of the first half, so there's going to be a full buy-in from both teams. They're going to go all in on guns, on shields, on utility, and it's all going to be a case of figuring out what you need to do. As drones out, that might give away Juggy's position. Shots are fired. They know he's in here. He's going to teleport right out. Beautifully done. And that's going to allow for the side of the attack to take up space on main. But here we go. Hunter's Fury is in. And that might give away positions, that might give away something, but no, it actually doesn't do much. Hellboy finds one. That's a good kill as well. Xeon to fall. That deadlock ult is delayed for slightly longer. But again, holding down B main here, they're not making much headway. They're just waiting. They're slowing things down. You can see the rest of the team are kind of converging around this part of the map as well. Once again, Yoru teleports in towards this hallway, the main spawn side outside of B. Really just gotta be careful. Juggy's holding behind that Cypher tripwire right there. And I think they're expecting potentially a push out towards A. 3 of the remaining defenders have all decided to move out. And the moment they get that call out, there we have the Fallen. Here's the attackers, Hunter's Fury coming in from Robot Aim. And they have fallen all the way into the site, deep in here right now. As we have Hellboy planting. Shots are about to be fired. Spikes on the floor. And this retake is so very difficult. Abu is in here right by the shops here. But no, Aman gets one. Abu with a beautiful kill. Can he get one more? He's 31 HP. He's going to get taken down. 3 to Hellboy. And Lavish finds him on the other side. He's the last one standing. He gets one, but that's all he'll get. As Robot Aim make it 3-1 in the first half.
That was a great round coming in from the side of Robot Aim once again. You have to give it to the Reina last time it was Juggy. This time around it is Hellboy. Looks like he's making he's making sure that they get the entries every single time. I mean, yes, he only has 3 kills, but they were very important 3 kills coming in. He's getting the big ones. He's getting the entries. He's getting the first ones. Robot aim with 3-1 right now. They have a really good chance to maybe take us into that BO3 situation with closing out this game now. They just need one more before they take us into that match point. Remember, but this is the side switch now happening. Robot aim are on the defensive half. And last hope, with double sentinel, they did not manage to, get the scoreline that they wanted. But robot aim at the same time. This is a double duo setup on defensive. Let's see how this one goes.
No escape.
We have an aggressive stealing side coming in towards that cubby on A. Shots are about to be fired, and so many shots are fired. Shuvum with 2. That's huge right now. Juggy and Xeon going down. And once again with the paranoia, I should say, out. Gamerbleak is just holding this down as best they can. EMP Kid, the only one around this part of the map. His teammates nowhere near to be seen right now. He's got 91 health, shots are fired. They know he's behind the boxes. They're really pushing him. And there we go. Gamerbleak will get that kill. Now it's all down to the final 2 attackers here. Last hope losing bodies, but they've got confirmation that A is mostly clear. They're going to go all the way in. They're going to go for the plant. It's going to be a site retake potentially for these attackers. There you go. Plant is happening, and that's going to allow the sound cue and the time to push. Oh dear me, Hellboy catches Lavish on the jump up onto boxes, and it's now all down to Abu. He's trying to get one. He's not going to be able to. Shoot him with the 3rd, and that's Gamerbleak with the defusal coming in. Guess what? It is 4-1 to Robot Aim. They really are putting the brakes on all that momentum that Last Hope had in the previous round.
Flawless.
They are now map point with a flawless round.
Brilliant pistol round strategy there coming in. I think a minor misplay by the side of Last Hope as well. In the meanwhile, the side of Robot Aim, they just feel, their gameplay right now is a lot more systematic when compared to the side of Last Hope. They just are gone, they just look baffled here, the side of Last Hope. So as to what exactly is the, it's going to be the play that they're going to be making. Or you can see the buy that they have right now. They only have, they can scrap some Stingers, maybe 1 Spectre, but that's about it. Robot Aim, they have everything that they want to work with. They have Bulldogs, they have Guardians, a lot of stuff. But let's see. He's in a good spot. He's going for the wall bang. He will get the kill. Can he get more? Yes, he can. Can he get another one? No, he won't be able to do so. He did manage to get himself a double. I think the last one's a bit too cocky there for a second. He was a bit overconfident with 1 bullet. He wanted to go for that shot with the Guardians. Zion equalizes it, brings it down to a 3v3. DPY still alive. Up close and personal. Juggy will be able to get that kill. And Gamerbleak, in the meanwhile, does manage to get 1 more. It's 1-4 in a 2-2 situation.
Blinding.
Ooh, so many bodies falling, especially early on with Shuvum getting those beautiful kills. We have the smokes coming in. That's going to allow for just blocking line of sights, creating a little bit of space, but they both know that the market side is where these defenders are potentially going to be pushing
Scanning
from.
ahead.
Here we have Recon Dart. That's going out. Shots are about to be fired. There we go. 1 position given away.
Last player
but
standing.
he's going to stay alive regardless. Juggy with the 3rd. And this Yoda has pumped the brakes on everything. 1 tap from EMP Kid. Beautifully done. And that's going to be a month to fall. Last hope, they are not done yet. They take their 2nd round after a grueling series of events. Round number 7 is in play.
That was a good shot coming in from EMP Kid, and I think that's exactly what Suwon was trying to do with the 1 tap there, the Guardian, the last bullet. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case, and Last Hope, there is still hope for them coming into this round. They will be able to buy enough going into this one, but at the same time, Robot Aim also have everything that they need. So this is going to be a combo coming in yet again. It does feel like that one, but the Assault not going to deal any damage? It looks like nope, but the Grafnet did actually get a couple there, but they could not actually follow it up. And now this Cypher has already made his way towards B main, and controlling this area is going to be him alone. But there are 2 players on B, 2 defenders that is especially. I'm using his drone already to get the information. He gets the information on the 1. He does not see anyone, but he understands that there is someone here. The Sonic Sensor. That's a great Sonic Sensor, but Aman still manages to get 1 before surviving, and they're pushing. Paranoia is good, but Hellboy is not blinded whatsoever. The Spike now out in the open. This A-main contention is really working out for the side of Robot Aim.
Absolutely, and you see the situational awareness from them too, because they decided to go for the recon bolt the moment that the Omen's came in, just to know if he's trying to pick up that diffuser, that spike, I should say. And guess what? Completely denied. EMP Kid and Juggy, the last one standing, and
30 seconds left.
Coming in. He knows where one is. He's gonna get that kill.
God.
Done. He's actually, that might have been a bait with the sound cue, potentially speaking, but he's gonna just get in there, get the spike on the floor. No, not quite. They're actually gonna go for the shots right now. There we go. Juggy's gonna go for the plant, and he's gotta be on the floor, extending the timer just about. And now it's a retake situation, but it's also a 2v4. They need to pull something out of the hat right now, as we have EMP Kids in position to play. Shots fired, and there you go. Both attackers are going to fall. Hellboy and Amon coming in. Amon with the triple kill. And that, folks, is going to be the 5-2
You failed.
Robot Aim, who
Defenders
equalize
win.
the map situation and take us to map 3 with a 1-1 scoreline.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. We were going to map 3 regardless, but now it's a 1-1 situation. There is still a lot of hope for the side of Robot Aim coming in, and well, maybe I should take my words back. Thinking about how Last Hope could actually destroy them. Well, looks like Ascent, as you said, Robot Aim had something up their sleeve, and it was absolutely beautiful to watch. And once again, keep in mind, on Haven, it was a basic composition that came out on top. On Ascent, once again, it is a basic composition, basic agent comp. And I think that's something everyone needs to understand. Sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate stuff in life, All you need to do is just go with the flow, a basic stuff. If you know your basics, if you know your roots, that's good enough for you to be on top of the world. And if you take a look at the scoreboard, that's exactly what they tell you. I mean, Zion did good. Abu could have done better, if you ask me. EMP Kiddo and Lavish, I'm pretty sure that's not the scoreline they were expecting. They were expecting more kills for sure coming in from them. But on the other side, you could see Hellboy and DPY. The duelists are at the bottom. But regardless, everyone else did step up. At the same time, duelists were doing their job, right? There was a hierarchy of how you should enter into those sites. It was just Jet, obviously, entering first. It was him just dashing in. It doesn't matter. Does he get the kill? Does he just go in and die? He could be a distraction for all you know. He was the one always going in first. There was no one else not following that hierarchy, that specific order of players that they have to go in. I really love it. I mean, as long as Jet was alive, he was the first one going in every single time, regardless if he gets the kill or not. Regardless of what weapon as well and what round, he was just doing that Jet things, and it was just brilliant to watch. And I think that is just something, I think, as I said, back to basics. I think they have their basics right now, and I think Robot Aim, Last Hope, I think they better be ready, because I think there's some, there's a twist in the tail here for them, especially for Robot Aim.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree on that front. There might be a twist in the tail. There might be a fight coming in from Robot Aim right here and now. We saw the reason why they picked Ascent, is because they absolutely know that map top to bottom and how to play and adjust even in Swift play. Well done to RA, or Robot Aim, as they have pushed themselves onto that 1-1 scoreline, equalizing against Last Hope, taking a map off of them here and now, which is very, very good and very important as well, because guess what? Given that they've taken this first map off of Last Hope, that means that Last Hope no longer is going to be as confident. Their mental game will be slightly shaken because of all the times to lose a map. You lose it in the grand finals, then I'll tell you what, it is not a good mindset to be in. So right now, Last Hope, they need to be careful about this. They cannot afford to lose any more games, or at least they cannot afford to lose another map, because if they do, all momentum will be forfeit, and potentially even the chances of winning that 1 lakh INR for top spot. But of course, we'll have to just wait and see what it's going to be on map number 3, Lotus, which will come out in just a moment here, folks. Don't you worry. As Lotus, once again, triple site situation picked up once again by the side of Last Hope. So we have ourselves quite the game, and who knows, this one might even be an even closer map than the first two have been so far.
And now that I look back at the stats, this is the first map that the side of Last Hope have, actually dropped in the entirety of the tournament, which is just insane. They have not dropped a single map up until now. Like, throughout the group stages and the playoff stages as well. They have not dropped a single map. And finally, it looks like Robot Aim, oh boy, they have put the screws to them for sure. That's the first map. That itself is I don't want to call it an achievement, but kind of sort of is, especially in this, at least in this tournament, because you're the only one that actually, made the unbreakable or the undefeated team actually, lose a map. So that could be the beginning of the end for the side of Last Hope if they don't come back stronger, if they don't bounce back in this next map for sure. Because Robot Aim, now they have the confidence. They are in the driving seat. They have the momentum. They definitely have the potential and the skill to, take them down. And Last Hope, well, they just got to make sure that, this is not their last hope, and hopefully it doesn't turn out to be. We will anyway we'll be moving on to the next one, and then Lotus, that is, and then the Bind. So Bind is also confirmed now. Will we be looking at Sunset? We will only find out after map number 4 now, unfortunately. But Lotus, once again, do you expect a double controller, or is it going to be another double Sentinel game coming in from either of these teams? Or do you think it's time to go back to the basics, one duelist, or maybe a double duelist, just Jet Reyna, or could be a Raze Breach combination? What do you think?
I'm going to be honest with you. I might actually end up favoring that double duelist comp, given the way it's going right now, given how it worked out for Robot Aim. I'll tell you what, it's certainly something that might be worth revisiting for Lotus right now. Given that it's a triple-sided map, it's going to be a lot more focused on the gunfights, even more so than Ascent or Bind could be, because where those two maps have two sites and, you can get in, get the plant off, get the retake going quickly, in map number 3, it's going to be a lot of scattered gunfights, trying to figure out which site is clear, where the opening is, I don't know what happened there, where the opening is, and where you could push in from, get that shot, get that kill, get the spike potentially. So maybe having fast movement duelists like Jet, like Neon, could be the play here. And of course, having Sentinels that can really take map control. We see a lot of Fade on that map. We see a lot of Deadlock on that map as well. And we've seen a little bit of Yoru as well, with the, teleports can get a lot of movement going very quickly, even with the Dimensional Rift as well. So we've certainly got a good case for double duelists, but I would say double Sentinels is also potentially possible. We'll have to just wait and see once we get into the map in a couple of minutes here, folks. But yeah, that is pretty much what I think is going to happen on map number 3, Lotus. As for whether or not my predictions are true, we'll just have to wait and figure that out. On the other side, well, we'll just have to see. There we go. Cinematics of the map coming in, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. Lotus, I'll tell you what, it's a really, really pretty map, all things considered. The overall level of attention to detail and aesthetics, and again, color separation between the different parts of the map. I mean, sure, some people could criticize that there's varied elements of pink all over the place in terms of your color usage, but hey, that just makes it better, I would say, because the map is predominantly very green and rocky, kind of grayish, right? So wherever you have color to separate everything out, the different colored walls, whether it's, beige or more yellowy or whatever have you, along with the green roots all over the place and the pink lotuses, haha, get it? That's the name of the map. Those all make it a truly unique map to look at, all things considered. And we have ourselves, once again, the picks coming in from both teams. And this is interesting. Robot Aim going for the Gecko. Meanwhile, Last Hope bringing in the Vise. What do you think of that, Edge?
I mean, I love the vibe coming in, of course. I love the entire vibe of the side of Robot Aim. As I said, the Breach Raze combination. I mean, you could also combine that with the Fade now coming in. So this combination is a bit more basic, and it's something that we've seen a lot. The double duelist is something that you usually go for, but not on the map of Lotus, right? Lotus is that map where Raze excels. It's one of those. It's similar to Bind. It's Raze's map. It's if you are a good Raze, you will definitely opt to go for it to go, you know, as a duelist, as a main duelist, especially if you want to combine it with someone else, works. But even so, though, she could take the pressure on herself, of course. And Game of League getting that cipher out is going to be decent as well. You know, you could go for the lurks, and you could actually make sure that the one side is blocked for sure. Omen, once again, pretty basic. Now talking about Last Hope, right? This double sentinel again, I like it. I'll tell you, I absolutely love Vice on loaders. Do I like Deadlock? Not really, but combine that with Vice could actually be something unique. You know, especially with the Razor Wine, and combine that with the Razor's Nade, Sonic Sensor, and the Razor's Nade, and also the Raze and Fade combo. So yet again, there's a lot of combinations, there's a lot of wombo combos that either of these teams could go for. So talking about, you know, who might be the one coming out on top, can't really tell, because once again, it all comes down to the aim, the game plan, the execution, a bit of luck, of course, and also what kind. I mean, in the heat of the moment, like, what decisions are you making, right? I mean, you see two players in front of you, who do you kill? You have one smoke, where do you deploy it? You have three sites, which one do you pick? There's a lot of questions that actually go on in the player's head in the heat of the moment. That mindset, you need to make sure that you come. And right now, as we're talking about it, best of 5, well, it's down to a best of 3 right now, pretty much equalized. So the last 2 maps, they don't really matter anymore. Like, we don't really need to talk about it. And these teams, well, they need to forget about it.
Pretty much. Given the situation right now we find ourselves in, it is a best of 3 situation, right? There's only 2 more maps to win for either side, regardless of how you look at it. So they have to play it like it's a best of 3. Forget what happened before. Forget map 1 and 2. They no longer exist in your memory. And that is how they should be playing it from here on out. Timer's ticking down, and we're going to go right into round number 1 here. Pistol rounds, of course, for both sides. So it's going to be a lot of clickety-clackety and a lot of point-and-click adventures happening between both teams, as we have the initial positions being taken around that rotating door, and looks like the side of Last Hope, they want to aggress towards C, potentially speaking. Of course, you have the Cypher. He's kind of holding that down. He's going to get support coming in from his teammate right now as the shots are being fired all over the place. They really want to find where that Cypher is sitting and get him off the board. And there we go. We have the Gravnet coming in. That did actually find him, but guess what? They're going to fake it. They're going to go all the way around, potentially towards A, because Xeon with the Vise has already breached the site. He's in here. Cover going out. That is to say, Xeon, the player, is in here. And there we go. That's going to be the first kill coming in for them. And maybe one more, potentially. As Aman falls, of course, we have Lavish going for the play right now. The plant is in. And that is now a retake situation. 4v5, and Last Hope have certainly put the pressure on indeed. Beautifully fake entry coming in. Shots fired, and it's going to be Hellboy with the first one. Grenades coming out, so much happening, and there we go. Juggy's going to find Hellboy with the use of those charges, and we have more shots being fired. But guess what? Gamerblue gets one. Lavish and Kiddo come around. Kiddo with the final 2 was going to get those kills. Last Hope are now with the first round, winning and putting themselves on the board.
They want it. They desperately want it, and you can see, you know, that Wise taking his time, making sure that they get the information onto A before actually going in towards the side, and they made sure that they show their presence on C. They have 4 players, and this is exactly what you can do. If you have 2 lurkers, 2 sentinels, you could actually use the Wise to go for that lurk, or Deadlock, as a matter of fact. Anyone. Both of these are very, very good lurkers there on the map, and it looks like the play is going to be towards A, and it is the fast push coming in. A great combo, but I think the paint shell was a bit off. EMP Kiddo, come on Kiddo, you could have gotten more. The paranoia is decent. We will get that kill. And the last one standing is gonna be Hellboy towards Rubble, that is, of course. And Kiddo, well, we were talking about how he could get more. Well, he did get more. He got 3. Game of Bleak now in a 1v3 with Stinger. He could actually take down Chucky and Kiddo. Both of them are really, really low. Zion's the only one with 4 points of health, and he's the only kind of real tackle that he needs to worry about. And the Razor One is going to be delaying the push as of now. But Game of Bleak, will he be expecting 1 shot? 65 tagged. Zion is in the cage. He's making sure that Cypher knows. But I'm up close nearby, and
Player
will he get it?
standing.
No. Oh, wait a second. It's really doable now. No, actually not doable because there is a showstopper. I just saw it, so it doesn't really matter. The showstopper could come out, maybe even the cheeky angle from Juggy, so he doesn't even need to invest that showstopper. He's in a good position. Will he get the Guardian? No, he wants to stick to the Spectre because most of these players are definitely going to go for that Vandal next round.
Oh, absolutely. I'd imagine both teams are going to have a pretty good economy overall going into the next round. Of course, you know, the losing the round will slightly affect it, but not a whole lot. You can see they can go for full buys pretty comfortably, all things considered. But if they do lose this round, then that is going to hurt. So this round is very important for Robot Aim right now, as they are 0-2 down. Then they're getting aggressed upon pretty hard so far. We have ourselves looking at the minimap right now, an entry potentially on towards C, as they've got themselves on the little mound over there. And there you go.
Cover going up.
They're just going to go in for the entry. Covers out here, smokes. And that's going to be a little bit of a noise made. But again, they faked it twice before, and they might try to do the same. You can see the Vise kind of peeking around from attacker side spawn towards where the entry could be onto A, but they are holding so far ahead when it comes to that part of the map. So you got to be careful about that, as Shivam here
I'll find you.
is just going to get a little bit of utility going. Shots fired. Here we have the showstopper coming in from the attacking Rays right now. Will that find anybody? Not quite. Here we have the shots fired. The Prowl is going to be denied. There we go. Kiddo is going to get Gamer Bleak off the board, and that's going to be the plant as well coming in. 4v5 retake situation once again for Robot Aim, and you have got the Deadlock holding down, creating space on this hallway here. Once again, a Prowl from Hellboy. Will that find anybody? Not quite, as we have beautiful shot onto Xeon, taking down that agent. Almond coming around, taking one more of his own. This could be huge right now. The MP Kiddo comes around, gets one of his own. And we have the Tremor from Amun. He's trying to make some space right now. Abu gets one, gets taken down. It's a 2v2 situation. 2v1, make that a 2v0. EMP Kiddo this round. 4 kills, 4K, holding down the site and the plant against all odds.
Well, I mean, I was talking about Kiddo doing, you know, that he had to do a bit more in the previous round, but it looks like it is him doing a lot moving on to this round as well. That's 7 kills in 2 rounds. And Last Hope right now looks like that previous matchup absolutely infuriated them, and right now they're a beast. They're just insane right now. They're aware of what Robot Aim could do, will do, and are doing. That is just good read coming in from the side of Last Hope, and Robot Aim, they need to step up. This is the last of the first half. They need to make sure that they get at least one of this. Otherwise, they could be it could be a lot of problems. And Halation comes into play. They will make sure that they get one, but the prey will escape. The showstopper comes into play, and the counter Nightfall now comes into play as well. But that's a lot of ultimates now coming out. That's 3 in the span of 6 seconds as they are going into the site. Their plant is not going to be there, but they have already pushed the site. They're everywhere on the map here, the side of Last Hope. They're just waiting for the Nightfall to wear off. As Lavish gets the kill, he will be traded up by Subam. Now in a 4v4 retake situation, as the Mule Tap gives away the information. The plan is towards A. Zion's the only one on site. They are the other attackers are making their way into the site as the all-time will be coming in. Ooh, Paranoia comes in. It was good. In the meanwhile, Juggy does get the kill onto Aman. Subam trades it out by getting a frag onto Zion.
Ooh. Oh, they're going for it. They're going for it. They've got the cage going. He's holding it. Gamer Bleak, he might be able to do it. Yes, he is. Beautifully done right there. And they managed to get all the bodies from Last Hope as well. Oh, dear me. Xeon going all the way around for the plan towards A. Probably good idea in hindsight, but unfortunately, there was no time for Last Hope to converge on that plan to hold it down. And it was just, I believe, a complete failing, I should say, of the communication, which unfortunately you can't really afford when you're in a position like that. You gotta take what you can. But even then, a 3-1 first half. That's not a bad way to start, as we have ourselves the second half now. Of course, pistol rounds to start things off, but looking at the scoreboard, there's somebody on double digits right now. That's EMP Kiddo coming around, really making this map his own. But there's more to be done, as we have, there we go, Gravnet immediately coming out, finding one. But of course, that's just going to slow him down for the moment, as we have the proper entries for round 5.
Another pistol, and they definitely need this one side of robot, and they can't let Last Hope get it. And as we were talking about it, Abu actually opens things up. The share on B, well, it will act against them, as they did give Hellboy enough space to get that kill on the Juggy. Misplay there coming in from Xeon. And now the play is going to be towards C as an only point of defense. He's going to be EMP Kiddo. He will push them back for a second here. It's really low and blinded. I mean, nearsighted. But still managed to get one. He only needed to land one shot on the flame, which he was unable to do so in the DPY. In the meanwhile, he did get that kill into Abu. Now he's all down to Lavish in a 1v2, sort of, if you ask me. Oh, that nade is perfect. Right on the feet of Lavish. And well, DPY, he makes sure to clean up the rest. Second one on the board, and now Robot Aim. It looks like they're back in the game.
Robot Aim pulling themselves up from the trenches right now. 3-2, Last Hope. They're losing momentum, and they're losing all that good work that they did to get themselves to this part so far. So you gotta be careful with how you proceed from here and now. And looks like we do have an outlaw being picked up, Juggy, with that dangerous gun. You gotta be careful against that raise right about now. But on the other side, LaFlame has the Judge shotgun as well. So both sides certainly have guns that you got to worry about. LaFlame is probably going to try to play as close as possible. There we go. Kiddo taking a ton of damage already. 35 health remaining on this Omen right now. We have the shadows traveling out. The smokes, that is to say, we have got the grenades coming in. And we've got the flashes from the breach. It is all going to come in right about now. Here we go. Shivam comes in. He's going to get taken down by Lavish. 3 people were shooting at him. And that's going to be the raise off the board. Shots fired right now. One is up on the upper area of the map. There we go. Hellboy and Gamerly getting one each, but Aman goes down to Abu on the other side, equalizing the man count situation. The bodies are once again very similar across both sides. You've got the Outlaw holding from the outside in. You've got Xeon as well holding the cross angle here. And here we have Hellboy going for the plant. No, not quite. Grenade goes out. That's going to deny the plant right now. Cypher peeks, and that was unfortunately not the play to make. Xeon takes out Gamer Bleak right now. 2v3, Hellboy and DPY, the last one standing, but they are still really good gunners here. Beautiful peek coming in. Xeon with one, gets taken down. Hellboy, the last one standing. Doesn't get tracked, not just yet, but there's the Outlaw. And there's the defusal coming in. Last Hope, well, they snuff out the last hope that, well, not the last hope, but one of the last hopes that Robot Aim had of winning that round.
Now there is a chance for the side of Last Hope to actually close things off here and make it a 5-2. Yet again, you know, the first game was 5-1. Last Hope's last game was 5-2 in the favor of Robot Aim. That was, of course. So this is a perfect way for them to get that revenge, get them the taste of their own medicine here. Robot Aim. Last Hope, can they close it up? They don't have any ultimates to work with. On the other hand, Hellboy does have the Nightfall to, you know, maybe make something of it. Abu will get his Nightfall as well with 1 point, and oh boy, that Gravnet will not get anyone. Did they hear DPY? No, they didn't. And Hellboy and Suwam, they all get one apiece, and all of a sudden, Robot Aim, they're done for the round. This round is over. There's no way they should be able to convert a 2v5, right? I mean, come on, definitely not. They have a lot of ultimates to work with as well, and I think LaFlame will be the one planting, so he needs that showstopper, a big ultimate now. There's a really good chance that we could be, you know, in store of a big, sudden death, I believe it is called, endgame, OT, whatever you want to call it. I think it's in store for us this time. I think finally, for the first time in the on the stream.
Might just see something death if Robot Aim is able to win 2 rounds in a row here. As we have once again the twos coming in. You've got Xeon's position given away, tries to push, unfortunately gets taken out of the board, and Gamer Bleak and Hellboy will come in. getting those final 2 kills. EMP Kiddo falls, and Robot Aim, they are 1 round away from pushing everything into the end game here, into sudden death. I do believe that is the game mode that we might see if it is to be. You know, again, this round number 8 has to go their way. They have to win it. And we have seen before that Last Hope aren't exactly going to just lie down and let it happen. They are going to push hard. As the timer ticks down, you can see Juggy's got the operator ready. Abu has the LMG as well. They are absolutely ready to get in and get the push going. Juggy is also low on health. We've got the showstopper coming in. Is that going to do anything much? No, actually not quite. Juggy taking damage instead decides to pull back. Actually, the Flame was the one with the showstopper, I should say. Didn't get much out of it, or at least, yeah, hasn't been able to get much out of it just yet. We've got the Gravnet coming in from Lavish. That's not going to find Shubham right now, as Shubham is just in here waiting and ready to maybe catch a kill, maybe catch somebody back and retake, or whatever have you. Location is revealed from the Haunt from the defensive side, but not for too long. Shubham, there we go. That's the first kill, and Lavish will fall. Juggy coming around with the operator here. Abu getting a beautiful kill. And we've got the Nightmare coming in, a counter Nightmare coming in as well. We've got so much happening right now between both sides. As Hellboy, Decayed and Marked, is not going to be afraid of this. He's still going to push up, trying to get what he can. And there you go. Nightfall will end right there. The status effects no longer in play, but they still need to find a body. See on coming around the side here. Some waterfall. There we go. Juggy is going to get one. EMP Kiddo with another. Suddenly, things are not looking that good. Shorty gets one. That's Xeon off the board. But still, Hellboy and DPY, they got to do something about this. They got to hold this down as much as they can. The diffusal is stopped. Abu gets one. It's all up to Hellboy. He stops the diffuser. That can be huge right now. And oh my God, no way. Hellboy. What a play. The 1v2 at the end, just catching the players on the diffuse. Back to back to back. How do you lose that? They didn't have cover for each other. They were way too focused, tunnel visioned on the spike, and they simply did not check the ramp area of the site. Beautifully done. And my goodness, we are in a 4-4 situation, folks. So you know what that means. More rounds of Valorant here as we look at this little Lotus summoning circle that these teddy bears have going on. But still, it's a 4-4.
Oof, and also there were 4 teddies right there. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. That is true, but let's see. This is the last round. This has to be the last round if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is the last round here. So there's only one way it could go. There's no more OT. There's no more rounds left here. It's going to be either Robot Aim or Last Hope. There's just one last try. Let's see how things go. As Lavish,
over there,
he got the information. Does he know that someone's up close? No, he never knew Supermastery pushed that. Beautiful, beautiful start there, and now Lavish is going to be beating himself up about it. They didn't know that they were coming in towards A. So Juggy, can he get the kill? No. Hellboy opens things up for that beautiful fault line coming into play. Gamer Blake, the aim is named at the gamer right now. And Robot Aim, they were down. They were really, really down, kicked in the dirt, and looks like Last Hope. They could not capitalize, and well, Robot Aim, that is just brilliant. The resilience, the perseverance, I absolutely love it coming in from them. And well, the aim was clean at the end of the game. At the end of the day as well. And Last Hope, well, ooh, now things are looking grim. It turned out to be a sunny day in the morning, but right now it's a bit gloomy for them. Robot Aim on the other side. Looks like it's not always... you know, it's not always rain and lightning, thunderstorm, whatever you want to call it. It looks like there is rainbow at the end. Rainbows and sunshine.
They found the silver lining at the end of the storm between the clouds. Robot Aim 5-4. They win. Not only do they win Lotus and make it 2-1, mind you, they've also won the map picked by Last Hope. And you can tell that Last Hope was certainly hoping, pun intended, for this map to go their way, because it was a triple-sided map. We saw what happened in Haven, right? We saw what happened on map number 1. Map number 3, by all accounts, could have been theirs. It was a 3-1. on the half. Last hope. What happened? They lost 4 rounds in the second half to Robot Aim, especially 3 rounds in a row after round number 7. We're not sure what happened to them, folks. That is to say, last hope, but I don't think even they know either. As we have a look at the head-to-head at the end of the game, look at the overall stats and just how much they did for themselves. LaFlame 11-6 on the Rays. Of course, Hellboy bringing in the fade with 12-5. And that, of course, pretty much the difference maker, right? Because you look at the top 2 for both sides. 12-7 for EMP Kiddo, who really was firing off on all the rounds for Last Hope. But Juggy 6-6, Xeon 5-9, Abu 5-7, LaFlame 3-8. LaFlame sitting all the way down to the bottom. Not sure what happened to them this round, but it is what it is. And that's exactly what Last Hope are going to say, because guess what? They are on their Last Hope. This next map, if they are unable to take it, they will be out of the running for that top position here. And that 1 lakh INR might not actually end up going to them, folks. That's what's at stake here for them. They need this to go their way. They need this next map if they want to push it to map 5, if they want to have a chance, a last hope, if you will, of getting that first place.
Let's see how things go now. We're going to Bind. I'm really excited to see Bind here. And yesterday as well, we did get to witness it. And Last Hope, I believe, did beat the side of Derai Esports. And Derai did beat Robot Aim on Bind as well. So, I mean, you connect the dots, you probably would think Last Up has a really good chance of closing things off. I mean, not closing, I'm sorry, to equalize things off here on the map of Bind. But at the same time, Robot Aim, since they already played Deadeye and they lost on that map, and they also saw what Last Hope does, there is a really, good / high chance of Robot Aim actually closing things off and, stealing the championship right from the grasp. Because I feel like, if it felt like Last Hope, they already had one hand on that championship, metaphorically. And right now, well, Robot Aim, they are that much close. They're just an inch away from making sure that they are the ones getting the championship and the money that goes along with it, and obviously the bragging rights that everyone's been looking out for. And what a way it would be for them if they actually do manage to come out on top. They were kicked down in the lower bracket, they went down, and by some miracle, by let's just say action of God, they are now in the grand finals and they are 2-1 leading. By the way, that is just I wouldn't call it a Cinderella story, but it's definitely a fairy tale.
Had a little bit of a freeze moment right there for my connection. It's just one of those things, I live pretty much across the planet from where, the tournament is actually taking place. So you got to forgive me when things freeze up on my end. But, all things considered, I am back. And of course, we are getting ready for the map of Bind. And I gotta mirror your excitement here, Edge. Bind is gonna be definitely very, very interesting to see and commentate over, because again, like you said, here we have a team, Robot Aim, who by all accounts in a regular tournament would have been down and out in 3rd place by now, but because of whether you want to count it as a miracle, divine intervention even, or just plain old luck, they are here fighting for top spot, and you can see it in the way they've played so far. They are not going to give in. They are not going to let this slip away. They know that they have to get this to the best of their ability, and that's exactly what they are going to do. They are here to fight. They are here to win, and that's exactly what is happening right now. 2-1 up for them, and I gotta say, they are definitely looking like a team, and a team that's pretty much fighting for that top spot, right? I mean, we've said it before, 1 lakh INR is a lot of money at the end of the day, right? But it's also about the bragging rights. It's also about saying that, hey, we threw together this ragtag team. We are here. We just about made it to the lower bracket finals and still somehow made it to the upper bracket, to the grand finals. and we won. Imagine, that's kind of an insane story to tell your friends,
exactly.
In the future, right? So that's the kind of bragging rights we're talking about. That's the kind of fun we're talking about as well, because guess what? If they end up cementing themselves as a team to be feared, not just in Swiftplay but in future matches as well, then that's going to play to their strengths, right? Because what happens when say you and a bunch of friends make a team, and then one of your matches is against a top tier team? There's that doubt, there's that paranoia, there is that creeping moment of it's like, are we really cut out for this, right? And should the side of Robot Aim actually manage to prove that happening for themselves as well, guess what? Any future teams who go up against them will be like, wait a minute, this is Robot Aim, they won the last grand finals. Oh, okay. So there is that as well. It is so much psychological get back and forth that happens when it comes to esports. That's one of the best things about it at the end of the day, as we are just waiting for map number 4. But I gotta say, I am definitely very excited for it.
Definitely, it is not just winning and the bragging rights, it's that psychological warfare that they would be on top of course. They will also be engraving their legacy, as the best team at the moment, and it's coming out the best teams out of these 128, of course. So the next time any of these teams, the rest 127, face off against the likes of Robot Aim, they will be scared that much more. But now it's time for the most beautiful map, the best map in Valorant, if you ask me. The amazing screen, just scenic views of Bind. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Potentially the last mapper. Potentially, once again, we could go to a sunset. And what a way it could be, the conventional type, the first to 13, the usual Valorant tournament, it ended on sunset as well. Now, for this tournament to end on sunset as well, it would be poetic for sure. But at the same time, Robot Aim don't want it. Last Hope, they definitely have to go for that one. They can't really choose to end on Bind, of course. So now talking about the agent competition, we have Brimstone, Sky, Cypher, Raids, Clove now coming in once again. Now, pretty default, not basic. A pretty default composition now coming in from them. Robot Aim, on the other hand, they do have that inclusion of the double duelist. Yet again, they do not want the double controller here coming in. The Cypher, Yoru, Sky, Clove, and Jet. So I really like this combination of Yoru and Jet that is going to be coming in. Once again, 4 flashes in the mixture, and the Yoru flash as well is going to be very, very important and crucial at the same time. Now, Jet, that operator is going to be coming in play, is what I feel like. At least for that one round, maybe even 2 on the attacking half as well. So, Robot Aim, I would say I'm leaning towards it, but this double controller, I really want to see what Last Hope have in store for us, because with double controller, right, with 2 smokers, there are a lot of fakes, a lot of plays that you can do. You could also just walk into these sites. You have 5 smokes. 5 smokes that you could deploy at the same time. Obviously, Zuggy, Clove, they will have their smoke regenerated. Both Hellboy and Juggy. So, Last Hope, let's see, what kind of a game plan that they are focused on right now with this Brimstone. I'm not really sure what to expect.
All right, Brimstone being brought into play here. Last Hope. We've seen this before as well. Bind certainly seems to be a map where Brimstone can be favored a little bit. The Cypher coming in from Xeon as well, of course, the agent most known for control, but of course is a sentinel at the end of the day. You've got ways to make space with, of course, the cage, and of course you've got the cameras coming in to get oversight over the entire map, or at least the part of the map that the cameras can see. So overall, just a good agent to have on hand, and at the same time you can get those tripwires to really mess up people. And of course, guess what? That ultimate neural theft is so very good, especially in a game mode like Swiftplay. So with all that said, folks, we're going to be going right into round number 1. Pistol rounds coming in, and we only have the one Sheriff, that one being from LaFlame, playing on the Yoru. Here we have the tripwires coming in. We've got the smokes as well from the Jet, I do believe. DPY bringing in that particular piece of utility. But here we go. We are just waiting and watching. Avoid the entry into battle potentially. Xeon taking a bit of damage right now, has to fall back. Gotta be careful about where you peek, my friend, as we have DPY alongside LaFlame pushing up really close. Another chef in hand. There we go. Beautiful shot from Shivam, who's gonna get that first kill. And that, once again, Last Hope losing the first body.
4v5 situation right now. Xeon already dropped robot aim. They have a lot going in, you know, for them at this point. And in the meanwhile, Aman has already positioned himself towards B. Not exactly breached the side, but still holding on to his ground. And they're making their way towards B right now. The defenders, they understand that this is a play towards B as well. Build their TP at the last second. You never really know, as Yoru is still holding on. The flash is not going to be of any use, as the smoke is really, really good though coming in. But the defenders have already grouped up towards hookup.
Spike planted.
Oh boy, this is not going to be an easy round for the side of Robot Aim. Yes, they have the man advantage, but it's still not going to be an easy one for sure, because they have to worry about CT as well. But guess what? There's no one coming into a CT. Everyone's coming in flank.
Full flank here. Shots fired towards boxes, but that's not going to find anybody. Here we have the Molly coming in for the push in. Kiddo finds one and finds two, actually. Abu with another. Abu falls. Lavish falls as well. It's all down to MP Kiddo in the 1v2 situation right now. We have shots about to be fired. He's trying to get something going, but no. Hellboy comes around, shuts him down, and that is going to be the side of Robot Aim taking their first round, as we had that great shot coming in from Hellboy, playing the Clove right there. They were able to get a good shot going, good overall positioning as well, and we have ourselves right now the first round for Robot Aim, continuing their streak from the previous map.
4 more rounds and they could actually be the ones coming out on top. Last hope. They need something going on. They need something to go in their favor. Robot Aim right now. 4 rounds is all that it would take for them to close things off here in this tournament and to, you know, have the legacy engraved, as I said. But right now the play is going to be slow. The play is going to be taking their time. They're not going to go in quick this time around.
They're really playing a lot of strength right now. And Lavish getting blinded right there, but also blinding DPY, getting that kill. Grenade goes out, and Rotor's going to get away just in time. LaFlame, that is. Hellboy's pushing up just to support their teammate here, Gamer Bleak. And we have Shivam coming in. That's right now. A little bit of a pause. They're waiting for a clear, potentially speaking. As here we have Shivam coming in, but he doesn't know where EMP Kiddo is, and that's going to be another down and kill, so to speak, for Last Hope's attack here. Kiddo with another Hellboy to fall, and Gamer Bleak falls as well. I'm on the last one standing. Never mind. Juggy comes around, gets that kill, and guess what? A flawless round goes the way of Last Hope, taking round 2 and putting themselves on the board.
Another habit of Robot Aim that they actually need to get rid of is losing that anti-eco. Not exactly an anti-eco, but still losing the fight to a lower, you know, weapon. Lower weapons, they're just weaker weapons, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to call them lower weapons. I don't want to be that discriminative now, do I? Anyway, EMP Kiddo, he already has that showstopper now coming into play. They have to be really cautious. And Abu, I really love this second controller, what he's doing here. He does have that Odin in the mixture as well, but at the same time, he is gonna be going in for the smoke pretty early into the round. You know, he's showing his presence on towards B, or towards A, I'm sorry. And then he is immediately repositioning himself and playing really, really safe. He's also making sure that he saves at least one smoke so that he can have that towards that retake situation while using Clove's smoke, because they do regenerate at the end of the day. And now Juggy, they're trying to make a play towards A. Showstopper will not be taking down anyone. The damage will not be dealt as well. A 4v4 situation. Xion and LaFlame both hit the ground, but the attackers now making their way towards B, as Abu is the only line of defense there, and he will get the kill onto Hellboy. Opening one more head. A 3v4 situation, and the plant is going to be inevitable though.
There's a Great shot by Abu right there, but of course the spike has been put on the floor, which means it's now a retake situation once again. That's the flash coming in. The Hawk from Lavish, or actually from Gamerbleak, I should say. But guess what? Lavish was found on the long flank right there. Beautiful shot from Aman coming in to get that. More shots fired, and Abu's going to find DPY. That's a good kill in the other side. EMP Kiddo with one, and Juggy with another. That's all the attackers taken off the board. And guess what? The defenders, that is to say, Last Hope, they will be the ones to take their second round, putting themselves in the lead right now. And that's not a good position to be in if you are Robot Aim, just losing too many gunfights, giving away too much position to the attack. And ultimately, once that spike got on the floor, well, guess what? There's only so much you can do after that.
Definitely. I mean, you're against the clock. That is something you need to keep in mind. The post-man positions was not really that good, especially considering the fact that they were a man down as well. So Robot Aim, they need to come up with something different now. The last round in the first half, again, Abu utilizing that smoke towards A, and this time I think it is going to be a fast A-shot push coming in. Oh boy, Chucky's in a great spot. He will get himself a double before going to use that not dead yet. Will he get more? He will actually somehow manage to get another one. In the meanwhile, Orbital Strike is going to be used, and Navan is the only one standing now in a 1v5, and well, he's going to get taken down. Juggy, doesn't matter if he's not on the Ray now, he's even on the Clove. He makes it work. Another quad to close things off. It's 3-1 now. Looks like Sunset is going to be on the cards.
Sunset might actually end up being on the cards here, folks. 3-1 to Last Hope. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, because going back to the last map, going back to Lotus, it was also 3-1 on that half for them. Were they on the defense? No, they were not. They were on the attack, moving into defense in the second half. This time it's the opposite. They were defense, now moving into attack on the second half. So they could certainly pull this out of the bag, pull pretty much a rabbit out of the hat for themselves here, and they certainly need to at this moment. Potentially shots fired towards B-Link. Yes, there is. And of course, gotta fall back. You don't want to over-aggress. You don't want to get caught out where you really don't need to be, as we have ourselves a little bit of a pullback. As again, the defenders of Robot Aim realize that, okay, they're not going to try too much here. After those first few shots that were fired, they are just going to pull back and play to the best of their ability. On the other side, we've got the A-bomb site where potentially, no, actually, no, not much is happening either. So a lot of slowdown here from Last Hope as they're really deliberating of where to go, and they've got 60 seconds to do it.
This pistol is going to be very, very important. They get the information that someone's on towards lamp, because that guiding light did give them the information. Superman's going to get taken down now. Robot Aim, they're losing players. Last Hope, looks like they are going to be converting this one nevertheless, and they could actually close out the map as well. They're playing on lineups here. Kill to Zard, he does have the Molotov that goes with it. Juggy, oh, good retake. I mean, good start of the retake at least. I'm sorry. Juggy, he ran out of pick me up. Did he? No, he just actually got it on Hellboy. Juggy gets a kill on DPY. Now in the 3v4. Scratch that and make it a 2v4. John might get taken down. No, actually, he's still making it well with no points of health. He's still landing headshots, and Hellboy gets a kill on the Juggy. Immediately gets traded out by Kill to Zard. That's 4-1. And Last Hope looks like they are taking us to Sunset, as this is gonna be match point. Another map point for the side of Last Hope. It's not over yet. Robot Aim, they were so close, yet so far now.
Map point to Last Hope. 4-1 is the scoreline in their favor, and they are certainly not going to give it up here, not at all. We've got ourselves, we've got ourselves a round 6 situation, as we've got the Outlaw in play. Lavish has that dangerous gun coming in. DBY, I'm interested. The fact that they only have the Sheriff in hand, but choosing probably 4 of those headshots right now. Shots fired, Shubham, that's not a great position to be in. Falls back with 35 health on the Yoru. Decided, you know what? You can have this one, Hellboy. And there you go. The Flame is going to get healed up just a little bit there. And yeah, that is, of course, going to allow for just a little bit of places, please, as we have a slowdown. Once again, both sides are just playing this to the best of their ability, but it looks like Last Hope, they've really honed in on this slow it down type of playstyle. They're really taking their time. Here comes the Hawk coming in from the attacking sky, and there's the Fallen, but no, Omen comes around, finds Abu. That's a huge one down as well, as your Brimstone goes off the board. DPY finds Xeon as well. Here's the heal potentially from Lavish. That's going to allow Juggy a little bit of health back. Here comes the Scout as well, but that's going to be shot off. No, it hasn't been shot off. It's going to find potentially the position of the Cypher. They're playing deep inside of the tunnels area. Shubham gets one, Juggy to fall, and now Lavish falls as well. Kiddo finds one, can't find one more. And Robot Aim will manage to put their second round on board. It took a lot of struggle, but they're not out of it yet.
They're definitely not out of it. Is there a twist in the tail? That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a very weird comeback for this from the side of Robot Aim. Maybe they could take us into that sudden death. I don't mind going to Sunset, but I just don't want Bind to end anytime soon, to be honest. And once again, folks, if you have not listened to Eco, you should definitely go listen to it. I mean, I have to admit, Riot make some bangers. Not just music, even the video is just too good. But yes, another thing that's too good is a play coming in from Last Hope up until now. But let's see, Robot Aim, maybe they have something different in store for us this time around. As the initiators, they get a lot of information here. Juggy, the showstopper actually will be... No, that's just a satchel then, I'm sorry. Coming in. EMP Kiddo, still surviving. A 4 versus 3 situation here.
We have ourselves a 4v3. There come the orbital smokes from the Clove. And that, of course, is going to allow Lavish to go for the plant. This could be huge right now, the 3v4, but it is a good situation. As we push through the smoke, DPY is going to get one. That's EMP Kiddo off the board. That's a 2v4. Shots fired. There we go. Hellboy to fall. That's one. That's two. Amun gone.
One enemy remaining.
And suddenly, it's a 1v2. All down to Abu. He needs to get one. Trying. This Brimstone really is. Flash goes out, but DPY will be the one to take that kill. Robot Aim, they are not done, not by a long shot, as they take round number 7 and put themselves up on a 3-4. That round deficit, it's so very short right now.
One round is all they need. But at the same time, Last Hope, they also just need one round. So it could actually go either way, and well, Robot Aim, they have something better. They have the big boy out now, the Love Flame Operator coming in. Game of Bleak, the Odin is going to be coming out as well. So this is going to be an important one. Where is the Operator going to be placed? It's going to be posted to a shower, so it's not going to be in action for quite a bit. But the Sky will get the information onto us be long. But there are a lot of players here, or at least one that is, of course. The blind is good. Yoru, does he make a move here? Oh, he does actually come. Oh boy, oh boy. The Operator actually got that kill. I thought it was the Odin, but now Juggy immediately with the not dead yet. Will he be tagged up? Game of Bleak, let's see as the ultimate now comes out from the sky. The Seekers are out. And look at Juggy, man, he's already on the side. He will get the skill onto Yoru as well, but in the meanwhile, Aman does manage to get himself a double out of nowhere. It's just really tagged up as a 3v2 as a Newell Theft comes in. They get the information, the cam is beautiful. DPY gets a kill on the Xeon. Trader sits out yet again with the man advantage now. Robot Aim, they're doing a lot, but it's just not enough yet. Juggy has to be careful here. The tags could be deadly. The medal does not hit.
They gotta get this. Oh dear, DPY pushing it too aggressively. Amun gets the third. Amun gets the fourth, coming around the side. Beautifully done inside the Beast site. Despite the orbital strike, it won't matter. Robot Aim, they're not done. It's gonna become now a 4-4 situation with Amun getting the defuse down with the 4K as well. Beautifully played by that player just shutting everyone down left and right. And that neural theft as well, just so important in that last moment, giving themselves not only the intel but the position of every single player. That's exactly why Omen was able to get away with that, right? DPY, we might, take a second to criticize why the Jet decided to push in that aggressively with the dash, but that also was, at the end of the day, a blessing in disguise, because guess what? That gave them the call out that, hey, this is where these players are, and Aman comes around with the fresh call out, with the fresh info, getting the kill. So that, again, coordination, communication, robot aim, bringing it back as we now have the final possible round of Swiftplay between these two teams. Last Hope once again pushed back into their last hope.
Ooh, let's see if we will be witnessing sunset after all. Yes, no. But for now, we're taking it slow. The Trailblazer immediately taken down. Game of Bleak opens things up yet again. Juggy gets taken down, but they don't have to worry. They do have a second controller to work with.
With Juggy on the floor, it's so much harder right now. Aman triggers the cage. He's got himself a lot of cover to work with here. Shots fired. He's been flashed, but he's got to just fall back, and he does exactly that. Once again, it looks like A confirmed towards the B site here from Last Hope, but they're pushing this corner. Look at that. 3 people going on towards that side. DPY manages to get 2. Abu takes him down. Aman falls as well. We have the scout coming in, and the Odin has got to fire off, and Gamer hold down that corridor against all odds. It's a 2v3 situation. The flash comes in. They're going to try and find one. They do.
No way, man.
Gets Xeon on the other side. Beautifully played by Robot Aim as they bring it back in emphatic fashion. Because guess what, folks? Once again, they were 1-4 down, and they win 5-4. They win 3-1. They are your victors. Robot Aim will be the ones to win the Lenovo and Intel presents India's top gamer fishing Mythpat Valorant Swiftplay tournament.
That is just ridiculous. I don't believe this. I can't believe this. Last Hope, they just didn't get their, unbeatable streak broken. They got wrecked. I mean, they didn't get destroyed, but they were wrecked. They were a wreckage at the end. They were not supposed to lose this one. They were 4-1. No. We were supposed to see sunset, and then Robot Aim, well, everyone stepped up. It's not a one-man show. Everyone from their side stepped up, and I think you have to give credit to Last Hope. I mean, if you're Robot Aim, you're giving credit to Last Hope because it's the first matchup, right? They have a basic composition on Haven that won them that game, and Robot Aim immediately adapted to that, and they were like, we will steal this play from your playbook. And they started playing that default agents, that basic agents, not defaults. Let's just call them basic. Then, the ones that have been in the game for a really, really long time. And well, they played it beautifully. They didn't try to come up with something new. They just made sure that the basics were right. The Odins, the utilities, the operator coming in to play as well at the end. And the teamwork was on top. And well, as I said, aim is the name of the game. The aim was definitely there from their side, and Robot Aim, they closed it out 3-1. And as I said, we definitely get to see Bind. We did get to see Bind. Unfortunately, no sunset. And Last Hope, oh my god, do I feel bad for them.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Last Hope definitely gave it their all. Once again, a 4-1. They were, 3-1 in the previous map as well when they started losing rounds. And they were 4-2 actually, and I'm looking back at it right now. So it really is just a case of Last Hope getting to that map point, and then I don't know what happened to them. They started, just losing rounds. They started hemorrhaging bodies, and it was just a case of not having all of your eggs in order. And I'm not sure how how they ended up in this position, but unfortunately, they will not be able to do much of anything because of that. And at the end of the day, that is what we find ourselves doing, folks. Lenovo and Intel presenting this India's Top Gamer featuring Mythpat. They have their winners. It is Robot Aim to win 3-1 when it comes to this tournament. And again, like I said, credit where credit is due. Robot Aim, they gave us quite the match indeed. Because guess what? Comebacks like this are rare, especially given that they lost the first map and then decided, you know what? We are nowhere near done. We are going to bring it around. It's going to be a 3-1 in our favor. Just you watch.
Boy, oh boy, that is just a brilliant, mental resilience coming in from the side of Robot Aim as well. And you said, divine intervention or whatnot. Ooh, they are going to be your champions, and that's all that matters. Don't really matter if you win by an inch or a mile, they'll take it. And Robot Aim, well, they're the ones coming out on top. Last Hope, as you said, credit where credit is due. They did give it their all, but at the end of the day, it just was not enough. Robot Aim, I don't want to say they were the better team at the end of the day, but they were, definitely coming out on top on those crucial rounds. Last Hope can't really, be mad because they didn't do anything wrong. It's just that Robot Aim, they were just doing everything better. At the end of the day, Hellboy, La Flame, DPY, Gamer Bleak, and Aman, everyone stepped up when it was their time. 7 kills, 6 kills, 7, 6, and 5. And on the other side as well, I mean, if you take the side of Last Hope as well, you can see Jug is on 11, Abu's on 9, EMP Kiro is on 6, Lavish is on 3, Zion, not really performing the way he would love to, but 4 kills.
Well, we have ourselves what a head-to-head between these two teams. Spectacular all around, really. Like, you can see Last Hope being a little bit more top-heavy because of Juggy going double digits, 11 and 8, and 9 and 5 to Abu, 6 and 6 to EMP Kiddo. But at the same time, Robot Aim, they are a lot more equal between both sides, right? Between all of their players. And that, of course, really kind of shows you the difference between the two teams, and that is exactly what we got to see right there. I do believe we will have a little bit of something happening in just a minute here, folks. But I believe Edge, you there? You good, buddy? I don't know. He looks like he might be frozen. Until we get him back, folks, we're just waiting on a little bit of confirmation. There we go. He's back. There we go. But the thing apologies. That I was, yeah. But of course, with all that said, we are waiting on a little bit of confirmation of a certain special something here at the Swiftplay tournament, which is, of course, going to be, guess what, a little interview, I believe, for one of the winning team's players. And we'll get to that in just a hot minute here as we get everything set up. There we go. Edge, you good?
Looks like my internet's acting up. I'm not really sure what's happening here because I'm not losing anything, but I'm just freezing and being disconnected and reconnected every 5 seconds. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Oof, am I there? Am I still here? Yeah, I'm here.
Yep,
I'm just kidding.
There we go.
Well, hopefully. We will wait for the for the interview now coming in from the champions. We have to see who exactly is going to be the one joining us, but it's definitely going to be one of the players from the side of Robot Aim. And well, if it was your call, who would you like to talk to?
Oh, that is such a good question. I'll tell you what. I think given that, the last map was so hot for them, Juggy would probably be one of the players that I would like to talk to, right? All things considered. But at the same time, that's not necessarily, my call to make per se, because we have ourselves an interview. I think maybe, La Flame could also be someone that I could see myself getting familiar with, as they say, I don't know. Could be Aman, could be Gamer Bleak as well. Actually, Gamer Bleak would be pretty fun. I would like to potentially ask them what the whole idea behind Gamer Bleak even is, right? Like that's such an interesting name to me, Or it's either that or La Flame, but we'll just have to wait and see who it's going to be.
It is definitely going to be one of them for sure. And I mean, I think there's a slight delay in picking up. I'm pretty sure they're already out, enjoying their victory here. This was one of those moments where you didn't expect a team to even be in the grand final. I mean, your slot was not even there. Technically, like 3 hours ago, you were not even in the grand finals, and all of a sudden, you are the grand champions. Now, that is something I would like to ask them. Like, what does this mean to the team, and how do they feel? Like, come on, this has to be. You must be feeling like there is, that blessing over you, and that shower of blessings, of course, coming in from everyone. But yeah, as I said, I mean, I would also like to talk to the side of Last Hope as well, as a matter of fact, because I want to see what's going on in their, in their heads. As a matter of fact, like, are you okay? Are you okay, little bro? But yeah, at the end of the day, it is gonna be them not to make. I mean, yeah, we see Gecko. We see Gecko. That's just a reference to Gecko. But yes, we could potentially be talking to Game of Bleak. I believe is going to be the one coming up. But let's see. Let's see. I mean, I already have a couple of questions in head, of course. But once again, congratulations to them. And what a game, right? I mean, we did not get to see map number 5, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was not. I'm pretty sure you are not, and I'm pretty sure the audience is not disappointed as well.
Yeah, no, I can't say that I would be disappointed with this particular matchup because there's no reason to be. Both teams gave it their all. They gave it every single ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that they could possibly get. I know that's a little bit hyperbolic, but you get what I mean, right? They gave it their all, and they will walk away very satisfied, I do believe so, with their results here today. And if that is the case, if that ends up being the the takeaway from it, then that is amazing, because that's exactly what it should be. The takeaway here should be that they won a beautiful game of Valorant played between two teams that were very, at the end of the day, evenly matched, as it turns out, right? Because I don't think any of us would have expected the kind of closeness that this game ended up having, and that is the biggest switch up at the end of the day. Should something have changed between the two of them? Maybe, maybe not, who knows? Maybe this was supposed to be the grand finals destined to be, and Deadeye Esports dropping out gave us a better game than we were originally going to see. Because again, going back to a more concrete head-to-head, Deadeye Esports did actually end up losing 2-0 to Last Hope in the BO3 that they did fight in the upper bracket finals, or semifinal 1 if that is what you want to call it. Point notwithstanding, they fought very recently, and Deadeye Esports, well, they could not get that Deadeye, right? They were completely shut down, left, right, and center, and they won against, Robot Aim, yes. However, we see now that chain scaling like that didn't really work out. The power scaling, and the power scaling community loves to call it chain scaling, because the chain of events is what you're power scaling off of, right? And that's what we were doing as well. Robot Aim lost to Deadeye, who lost to Last Hope. So therefore, Robot Aim might lose to Last Hope. That's what a lot of people were probably thinking. But guess what? The exact opposite happened. And not only that, not only was it a close game, yes, but we didn't even go to map 5. Sunset didn't even come up in the it came up in the conversation, I won't lie, but it didn't come up in the actual played map. So all things considered, would I say I'm disappointed? The only disappointment was that there wasn't more of this game. That's where I'll leave it.
Definitely. I mean, we will have to wait, of course. And as we were talking, Deadeye not showing up. I think if you any of you guys want to make sure that you don't have any issues and you are, you could join in the game from anywhere, I think you guys should check out the new Legion Pro 7i. I mean, you could see it right there, I believe. Yeah, right there. You could actually check it out. So you could be available and online and to go whenever and wherever you are. That would, you probably will not have those issues. Apart from internet, and I'm pretty sure we could come up with something for the internet as well. I mean, if nothing works out, there's public Wi-Fi. There's also internet wherever you are. If not, the last resort could be your mobile data. But either way, sometimes it is inevitable. Maybe it's not because that they could not show up because of something that was not planned. but at the same time, some things are inevitable, as we've talked about it. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. But yes, it was a great tournament, let me tell you. Swiftplay, I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did. To be really honest, I thought I was going to witness just some mediocre games, but goddamn, were these games beautiful.
Absolutely, folks. So with all that said, let's have that champion screen. There you go. Those are the faces of the players who just now sat down and brought themselves up from what could have been a third place finisher to a champions podium finish. Round robot aim with the 3-1 map differential, with the 5-4 at the very end there. And you gotta give it up for them. You gotta give credit where credit is due. It is absolutely amazing to see as these 5 have completely turned it around for themselves. But with that said, folks, we've been teasing this for a little while now, and let's get into it. The interview with one of the members of the winning team. Let's get into it.
Oh,
hello.
Well, Love Flame, hello there. First things first, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, wonderful. First things first, as I said again, congratulations on a historic victory, of course. After an incredible run, you faced a tough grand finals, right? How does it feel to be crowned the champions?
Yeah, it feels unreal, to be honest. Like we ended third, and out of nowhere I get a text from the admins that you have a chance. So I just called my team, and they were all asleep, half asleep. And I called them. I was like, come on, this is the time. And just like that, we played. And
yeah, exactly. 3 hours ago, you were not even in the picture.
Yeah.
You were third. And then as soon as that Esports, they backed out. You had the opportunity to, make it to the grand finals, and you seized it from there. What was the mental game plan that came in, the way that you guys focused into this one? Because as I remember, you were down the first, you were up first game, but then you were down the second one as well. After the equalizer, what was the mindset?
From the starting, the pressure were off. Like we had no pressure. Like we already came second. That was better than coming third, right? So the pressure was off.
True.
And we are a new team. It's been just 2 weeks maybe. So as an Asian, the pressure was completely off. So I just kept calling in my natural way, naturally tone, and everything went smooth, just like that.
Looking back at the entire tournament, what was the most significant challenge your team had to, overcome on your path to the championship?
It was there were so many tournaments going on, so it was kind of hard to be there for the tournament. Every one of the teams would just forfeit because no one would show up. So we were lucky that our players didn't have any of those issues.
That is true. And what do you believe was the key factor that allowed your team to, secure the victory?
Did I not showing up?
I was waiting for it. I was waiting when we were gonna go there, But yeah, I think that had to be a key factor, of course. But apart from that, just in your team, what do you think is a key factor?
We tried different comps earlier. I was the duelist and the IGL. So this time I thought I'll play secondary duelist or maybe sit for the cipher and start calling. So that was my significant change for this.
Oh, well, that is important, and it worked out for you. This is a huge moment for your team. What does this championship, title mean for your future goals and your journey in Valorant Esports?
Yeah, it will be a big part in one of my achievements for sure. And it was a great tournament. The admins were nice, and all everything went smooth. There was no delay at all.
Oh, that brings me to my next, and I will not keep you here for longer. But my last question: so, how would you describe your experience throughout this tournament?
Yeah, just as I said, the admins, everyone was professional. The casters, everything, it went smooth. So we were really happy and lucky to be here.
Well, that's very well said. Anything you want to say to the fans, to the supporters, to your just people that have been watching and absolutely loving the way you play, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for watching. And there was some giveaway going on, right?
I'm sorry?
There was a giveaway going on, right? Giveaway or something. I don't know.
I believe so, but I'm not really in touch with
So
it. I would
just
have
shout
to
out to
confirm
them.
that one. But yeah, well, that's it. Thank you so much, Love Flame. That was Love Flame from the championship team, Robot Aim, who miraculously made their way back into the grand finals. And they were, once again, thank you so much, Love Flame, for dropping by. Congratulations, you can have the rest of the day off. I'm pretty sure you're going to be having a party after this. But yes, I would love to have Blackjack back on the screen, and there you are. Well, anyway, that was Love Flame once again. As you said, he was the one gelling and the experience coming in. And as I said, their main obstacle was Dead Eye Esports. And them not being in the grand final, this is, I mean, they just had one, obstacle, and it was out of the way, and then they were unstoppable.
Yeah, gotta give credit where credit is due, but that, folks, is also going to be the end of this particular Valorant Swiftplay tournament here at Lenovo and Intel presents India's Top Gamer featuring Mythpat. I've been your host, Blackjack. Joining me has been my beautiful co-host, Edge, and of course, big shout-outs to all the admins and back-end production that have made this possible, giving us those beautiful cinematics, beautiful kill cams, and instant replays, and all the like. And once again, don't forget to check out the new Legion Pro 7i. You can see all the details right here on the screen. It'll still be here on the end screen as well. But with that said, we're going to be wrapping up here tonight, and of course, we'll be back with more esports very, very soon. So once again, remember to join the Discord, probably links in the pinned comment and descriptions down below, and we'll see you very, very soon indeed. Until then, stay tuned, and good night.